So I'm now delighted to introduce our next Storyteller session with Henry Firth and Ian Theasby, chefs and owners of BOSH, and the godfathers of the modern-day plant-based foods. Let's give them a warm welcome, everybody, please.
Very much.
Ooh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, everybody. How exciting is this? We're at COP.
It's very exciting indeed, isn't
cool.
it? It's so good. Yeah.
And look, we've got our faces behind us, although are they the wrong way around?
Yeah, they're a little bit of the wrong way around. I reckon
Henry.
I'm probably
He's
got
Ian.
a few more grey hairs now.
You look great, mate. But yes, I'm Henry. He's Ian. We're BOSH. We cook on videos. We cook on social media. We write cookbooks. Everything is plant-based. And in fact, we're the world's best-selling plant-based authors. We're delighted to be here, and we're delighted to talk about our perspective on food and why plant-based is the greatest option to choose on any menu.
Now, growing up, we really never imagined that our love for food would intertwine with a mission to combat climate change. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. We just thought we would be, mates, knowing each other. We did end up living together, which was kind of weird, but we never thought we would be eating plant-based food. We never thought we'd be going down that journey. It's a real surprise to find ourselves here at COP28 talking to you all about how to make the world a better place through food.
Right, do you know what? There's an alarming fact.
Yes.
Right? The alarming fact is quite simple. Animal agriculture contributes about 15 to 20% of the world's carbon footprint.
Shocking statistic, and one that the world didn't really know 7 years ago. This was new information to us when we discovered it. In fact, it takes 1,000 litres of water to make a litre of milk. Locally sourced steak has 20 times the carbon footprint of an avocado that's been shipped across the world. What we eat matters very much from a climate perspective. Much more than the travel that food has been through, the choices we make are essential in determining our personal carbon footprint. The best information from the biggest study ever done on food, it was an Oxford University study done by Joseph Poor, shows us that all plant-based foods have lower carbon footprints than all animal-based foods.
Now, our eyes have been truly opened here at COP on the global scale of climate change, right?
We've learned, discussed, and we now understand just how intricately climate goals are tied to the essential challenges of accelerating global development. It's not just about fixing climate change for the global north, it's also about thinking about developing nations where poverty is rife, where poverty still exists. How can they be thinking about carbon footprints when it's hard enough just to get enough food to eat? We now, thanks to COP, understand the global difficulties, and the most striking revelation for us is that the most severe impacts of climate change are going to be shouldered by the poorest nations.
Now, countries like Kiribati are facing existential threats, while regions like Bangladesh grapple with devastating floods. It's a harsh inequality that these communities will suffer the most, yet contribute the least to the problem. And this inequality is a huge part of the reason that for us setting up BOSH.
The decision that we took 7 years ago to eat plant-based wasn't just a dietary choice. It was a moral imperative. When we learned that a plant-based diet could significantly reduce our carbon footprint, it was a no-brainer. Ian was first. He told me he was going to go vegan. I thought that was absolute madness. But after learning about just how good eating plants is for the planet, I followed him quite quickly. For example, did you know that the food carbon footprint of a plant-based meal is a quarter of that of a meat-based meal? That's a shocking statistic. If you want to immediately cut 25% off the carbon footprint of any meal, switch it to plant-based. And if you're eating a veggie meal, it's about half. So you can make such an impact day by day by just eating plant-based meals.
Now, the beauty of eating plant-based lies in its simplicity and its accessibility. Now, unlike major investments like electric cars or solar panels, transitioning to a more plant-based diet requires really hardly any work whatsoever. And what's more, it's super duper tasty.
Yeah, if you think, we were at Electric Car Festival fully charged live just last weekend, celebrating electric energy. We were hosts of the Zero Carbon Kitchen, and it's so exciting getting enthused by thinking about, let's have solar panels all over our houses and, take this energy in and sell it back to the grid. But it's such an expensive financial outlay. But also flying, for example. Many of us have flown here, and flying is a difficult choice as far as your carbon footprint is concerned. Obviously, travel is a good thing, and going on holiday is important. But we all have to decide how we can cut carbon out of our lives. And if you choose not to fly, you are cutting off quite a benefit, really, quite a positive thing.
Exactly.
You're really losing out by doing that. Obviously, it's a fantastic thing if you can make that choice. But eating plant-based is so easy. There's
really
no
is.
difficulty, there's no on-ramp, there's no financial outlay. It's something we can do every single meal, or just one meal a day, or one meal a week, and make a huge impact.
And what's more, in the last 7 years, the plant-based food landscape has transformed dramatically. Now, what was once a really niche market is now a burgeoning industry. And plant-based options are not just readily available, they're at the forefront of culinary innovation, challenging the norms of taste, health, and sustainability.
Think about this for a moment, right? It's grown crazily over the last 10 years. The UK, which is a real leader in plant-based and vegan innovation right now, the market was valued at a staggering £600 million in 2021. Globally, we're looking at a plant-based market that's going to reach 74 billion by 2027. That's growth of nearly 10x in a decade. This industry is continuing to grow. 10% combined annual growth rate year on year is looking likely. These aren't just numbers. They're a testament to a shift in consumer preferences, an awakening, if you will, to the benefits of plant-based eating.
But really, it's not just about the environmental impact, right? Plant-based foods are, on average, way healthier than their animal-based counterparts. And what's more, they are lower in saturated fats, higher in fiber, and devoid of the antibiotics or growth hormones often found in animal products such as beef and pork and lamb and chicken. A plant-based meal isn't really just a dietary choice. It's, in fact, a way of eating that embraces health and sustainability.
Which is a fantastic thing to do. Now, we just want to touch on our story a little bit. In case you don't know, we've been mates for 20-odd years. We were from Sheffield in the north of England, and we now work together. We lived together for the first 5 years of setting up BOSH, which was intense. 8 years ago, our plant-based journey began in our kitchen. We were experimenting with flavors and ingredients that honored our palates and the planet. And this personal quest quickly turned into a mission, which led to the birth of our video channel and our cookbooks, BOSH.
And today, BOSH is more than just a brand. In fact, it's a movement, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
With over 1,000 plant-based recipes on our website, all accessible completely for free, we're breaking down the barriers to plant-based cooking. Our cookbooks are now printed in 8 languages and available in 64 countries. We've had 1 million sales, and further to testament to our growing global appetite for plant-based cuisine.
And not just that, we make videos day in, day out. You can find them at bosh.tv, and 3 billion people have viewed our videos. So we would like to say we've played some small part, some might say a large part, but we're not going to say that, to the growth of this massive industry and to the explosion in plant-based. Now, in the UK, our range of food products, which we launched 2 years ago, also brings flavors and products and solutions to everyday life. And we're really excited to be here in Dubai, seeing all the amazing things that are happening here at COP, how, you know, the whole world is really thinking about sustainability, and we'd love to explore how BOSH could come to exist out here, because, you know, our mission is global, it is worldwide, and it's something we must do in order to save the planet.
Now, there's an awful lot of positivity around the plant-based food industry, but despite its rapid growth, the industry has got quite a fair few challenges, actually. There's a bit of a PR war underway with some factions of the meat industry casting doubts on plant-based proteins, which we think are great. They're delicious, and they have the same mouthfeel, and they're wonderful. And the meat industry is labeling them as ultra-processed or unnatural. But let's set the record straight here, right? Plant-based foods are not just a viable alternative, they are often a way better choice, both nutritionally and environmentally.
And if you think about it, it is good that we all think about processed foods and ultra-processed foods. But just make sure that you're casting the same scrutiny over your whole shopping basket. Because if it's only the plant-based protein that you're wondering if it's processed, and yet in there you've also got your pasta, you've got your margarine, you've got your ice cream, you've got your bags of chips, and you're not asking whether they're ultra-processed, there may be some unconscious bias hiding in there. And that's a testament to this PR war that is ongoing. But despite that, the plant-based movement seems forecast to grow, still going to grow. Bloomberg, very, very, very positive about plant-based. And you know what? That's such a good thing for the planet. Now, at BOSH, sustainability is at the core of everything that we do. We are on the cusp of becoming a certified B Corp, which we're very excited about. It's taken us about 14 months to get to this point, very slow, but we're nearly there, which is great. And we have a 2030 net zero target, which we're very confident we can achieve. We're relentless in our pursuit of recyclable packaging and reducing plastic use. Also, we've got a new product range, which is not only good for the planet and is not only tasty, but it's also got health benefits as well, which is a true embodiment of our philosophy to blend taste with health and eco-consciousness.
And with our new range, we are looking to do something very exciting. We're not going in at small little restaurants and small little stores. We're going into big supermarkets and big chains. So that will have a really big influence in the way that people eat in the UK. And hopefully we'll be able to bring this here to Dubai and elsewhere as well. Now, sorry, after you.
Addressing misconceptions isn't just about defending plant-based foods. It's about educating and informing. We're up against decades of established consumption norms. The tide, though, is turning. More and more people now are recognizing the health properties of plant-based foods, which is wonderful. The narrative is changing, and it's so heartening to see this new innovation in plant-based protein companies and seeing those companies stepping up to highlight the benefits of their products over traditional meat. Because like we said before, you're essentially making a protein from beans.
Exactly.
This is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
We never used to be able to do that. If you wanted meat, you had to eat a cow. But now, you can basically eat a burger made from beans, which is a wonderful thing and should be celebrated.
Absolutely. Now, and as we look to the future, our vision is quite clear, really. More plants on plates for people and the planet. Now, we're not here to advocate for a card-carrying vegan lifestyle, but our message is broader and it's way more inclusive. It's about everyone making more plant-based choices, understanding the profound effect each meal can have on our carbon footprint, and embracing the ease with which these changes can be made.
Our efforts extend beyond cookbooks and recipes. We're not just about those. We're expanding into supermarkets and also restaurants across the UK. We've got some big launches coming with big supermarkets, but also we're trying to influence these big businesses. What's heartening to see is there are giant companies, giant organizations across the UK who are embracing net zero as a corporation and who are trying to address the food they serve to their employees or the food they serve to customers as part of that move towards net zero. It's incredibly powerful. We're working with a lot of them, whether or not they want to buy BOSH food or not. We want to help them get there. And it's amazing to see also here in Dubai that there are options now. When we came here 5 years ago, very, very little. Now we have plant-based foods, more plant-based restaurants. In fact, we've done a few videos tasting the plant-based restaurants in Dubai. So do feel free to go and check those out on YouTube.
So as the sun slowly sets here in the desert, in closing, we want to remind everyone that the plant-based option on the menu isn't just a good choice, it's a powerful choice. It's a choice that reduces carbon emissions and often tastes incredible and is kinder to your body. And what's more, it's a decision that aligns with a vision for a sustainable, equitable future.
Every time we choose a plant-based meal, we're voting for the world we want to live in. It's a vote for sustainability, for health, and for the well-being of our planet. So the next time you're dining out or strolling down the supermarket aisle, think about your part in the protein transition. Maybe give that plant-based option a try. It's more than a meal, it's a statement.
Now, thank you very much for your time and your attention, and what's more, you're willing to consider a more sustainable, healthful way of living.
We invite you to continue this conversation with us. Come hang out with us afterwards, or if you're watching online, you can find us at bosh.tv. As we said before, we've got thousands of recipes. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of those places. We make plant-based recipes every single day. We live and breathe this, so we'd love to either cook for you, provide food for you, or hang out with you. So do come and hang out with us in some form or other.
Right, enjoy the rest of COP. We are going to too.
Yes, and remember, the next time you're thinking about whether to choose a plant-based option, go for it, because it's the effortless way to reduce your carbon footprint. Thank you.
See ya.